So before the Super Bowl kickoff ever happened, the most divisive thing took place. The singing of what many call the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Booty and Twerk. No, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
For a second, I'm like, what the hell did he just say?
But you know what? That kind of sounded fine.
That's on fire, right?
Like, what?
So this is written by James Weldon approximately 100 years ago, and the wealthy and privileged Andra Day proclaims in People magazine interview before she sang it, I'm looking forward to the day that we have a universal anthem that represents everyone. So she thinks this is like one step closer, and I contend we already have that. It's a very unfamiliar tone. It doesn't slap, as the kids would say. And in the diversity, there was no diversity in the singing of it. If we're trying to find an anthem for everyone, which I think we already do have, it's, 5 background singers of all the same ethnicity as the singer. It just seems like it's being placed there by bad actors to divide us, make us hate the red, white, and blue. We already have Colin Kaepernick kneeling for it. We have people that don't even like the song anymore. And there was a congressman you've never heard of, Democrat, and his name is Steve Cohen, and he tweeted as the song was being played.
I know Steve Cohen.
Yeah, you know him.
I don't know him personally, but he's a creepy-looking dude with glasses.
He tweeted this.
Okay.
Listen to what he tweeted, though. I'm going to read this. Quoting, I don't want to get canceled. Don't snip this. Very, very few stood up at the Super Bowl for Lift Every Voice and Sing, the Negro National Anthem. Not a pretty picture of the Super Bowl crowd.
Okay, first of all,
literally
he's a clown, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well, first of all, the character is bald and he has a ponytail. I respect that.
Right. There you go.
I respect that.
We have.
Kelly, if you have Steve Cohen, then send it. Look at him.
There he is. So
he's with your boy Zelensky.
Of course.
If you want to write your congressman and you're in Memphis, Tennessee, make sure you know the 74-year-old is using one of the various words that we were told we can't use anymore. I wanted to ask the group, what would happen if a Republican or someone in the moderate center said, no one stood for the Negro anthem?
Of course it's deep. You'd get freaking canceled. Well, they walk around with impunity, just like when Biden said something along the lines where he said he's about to put y'all back in chains. It's the level. That's why, bro, that whole argument, that whole racial division, you lose all credibility for me. And by the way, the NFL, the fact that they would let somebody sing a completely different anthem than the national anthem. By the way, you're going to sing a Black National Anthem, but then you're going to have a sign in the end zone that says end racism. Does that make any sense?
No.
You are a walking, talking contradiction, NFL. And it's like, I'm sick and tired of trying to make everybody separate.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, if the NFL wants to do something, let them pay their veteran players, 80% of whom are black, who are still living with brain injuries, who got an enormous settlement, all of which has been paid to the lawyers. Mm-hmm. There are Hall of Famers in this country who are delivering pizzas for a living, trying to make ends meet, those who aren't too sick to get out of bed. And the NFL has never paid these black players, and they're overwhelmingly black. I have met with a number of the wives. I met with a number of the veteran players. I wrote about this extensively, which only got me attacked. But why doesn't the NFL step up? They're making plenty of money. They're more profitable than ever.
But
players.
I have a question, too, Vinny, and for you and Roger, is why is it the same message in the end zone? Why is it the same message in the end zone? What about stop human trafficking? Why are we not putting there? Well, because that's my check. That's $1 billion business too, right?
Big time.
Or stop fentanyl. Or stop drugs.
No, great point.
Close the border.
It's because you can't blame white people for human trafficking.
Yeah, but look at it goes back to his story, which you guys didn't plan this. It bleeds into this anti-white rhetoric. And mind you, I'm Middle Eastern. I'm just letting you guys know. FYI, so is Kayvon. You're Jamaican. I'm not technically white. I mean, this is considered white, but it's like enough of this bullshit because they have to have a domestic enemy, and it can't be any other race, or else they're going to be racist. But to put by the way, and what an unattainable goal. Think about it. End racism. What is that? Is it a demand?
Yeah.
Are you requesting it? Is it end racism? You think some guy in the Mississippi or Alabama? You're not going to change end everybody. Because guess what, guys? I'm sorry. There are racists out there. Yep. Guess what? Stay away from these assholes. I'm sorry about my language, but that's the truth. Don't go down there and guess what? Circle yourself around people that aren't racist. But also, because you're not going to change everybody.
Right. They also have signs that says it takes all of us. What the fuck does that mean? What are you talking about? I thought since we're the problem, does it take all of us or just take some of us?
Take some of us.
Because last time I checked, You're pointing out that it just takes some of us.
Yeah, we're going to say, Raj?
Again, if they want to do something for black people, there's a $356 million legal settlement with their veteran players. 80% of the class in the lawsuit are African American, but they still haven't gotten paid.
Of course.
And Roger Goodell, call your office.
Well, where's the money go, Raj? If they made...
It's going to lawyers. It's
going to BLM.
It's going to conservators. It's going to those in the process. One lawyer, I think, was paid $74 million. But none of it's getting to the players.
No.
It's a national scandal.
Well, I'm concerned about this because they're saying, well, it's not even a national anthem anyways. You're getting it wrong. But also, it is our new national anthem. You need to respect it. And it's not a big deal, but it's also historic. So they keep moving the little pawn piece.
Sure, the goalpost.
They move the goalpost. Good one. And now, you guys might remember the Deadspin writer who called the Chiefs kid a racist. He was wearing a headdress and had his face painted black. So Deadspin took a picture and showed him, said the kid wore blackface. But when he turned his face, he had red on this side, Chiefs colors. So that author wrote, that writer also wrote, he disapproved of the actual national anthem being played. He said, it's a shame that the NFL actually thinks the best way to honor the victims of systemic racism is to play Black America's most sacred song and then follow it with the national anthem written by a slave owner, full of racist lyrics. So he's offended by the real Star Spangled Banner.
Well, also, the racist lyrics he's talking about in the song, I think, Kayvon, you even mentioned that in the article you wrote. It's in the third verse of the Star Spangled Banner that is not included in the national anthem. No one's ever heard this. Like, are there a lot of Francis Scott Key fans in the room?
Yeah, I'm listening to the third verse.
On iTunes?
That you're familiar with the third verse of the song?
Yeah, the song's like 6 minutes
He just
long.
happens to mention the word slave. He's not saying, hey, it's a good thing we own slaves, right?
Yeah.
He's just saying the word slave appears.
Yep.
It's like you can't deny, like, that's why when they're removing all these statues, it's like, bro, you can't erase history. History is called history because that's what it is. You can't change it. The song is the song. That's a song we have. It's a national anthem. Just going backwards and now, it's just divisive measures that is just another step to make us hate each other while these people are running away with billions and billions and laundering money and doing all that shit. Meanwhile, we're arguing and we're having people go like, hey, why is she singing that? It's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's not doing it's not beneficial for anybody.
You're not doing anything.
And what it is, it's actually demeaning to the black community that didn't ever have a problem or needed a national anthem ever.
What I mean,
we stand proud, we stand together, we stand united. That's what it's all about.
90
United,
seconds.
we stand. So what is
United.
the black national anthem going to do? It's going to divide everybody.
100%.
And then, guys, cue the signs in the end zone, everybody.
Racism,
as Roger Goodell collects money hand over fist.
If you convince people they have an illness, then you can sell them the cure. So they don't want us to end racism. They want us to always talk about ending it, and then there's a new guy who can teach you how we can do that.
Because I do have a question, though, that nobody has really addressed with discussing the Black National Anthem. What nation? It's a national anthem,
right?
Which means it's supposed to be the anthem for a nation.
Right.
So when you say this is the Black National Anthem, you are implying that a black nation exists. Where is that nation?
Point to it.
So basically to say that we need a Black National Anthem is to say, hey, there should be a black secession movement where every black person just leaves the United States and starts their own country. But no one's suggesting that, of course.
Or alternatively, we could have the Italian national anthem play. I mean, where's our national anthem?
Where are we stopping?
So that leads me to my final point on the topic. So Connor and I have been working hard on bringing comedy to valuetainment.com. So go on there, check out the articles. You're going to love them. We wrote this up, a fake press release from the National Football League for next year.
Oh, okay.
The Super Bowl will be delayed 2 hours this year due to the singing of our national anthem, immediately followed by the Black National Anthem, and then the Armenian anthem, which we expect to be running late.
Got you.
Then we will hear the Spanish anthem, French anthem, Asian anthem, which we divided into Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and our new spicy Pad Thai anthem.
Thank God.
Nice.
We will then hear the LGBTQIAA2SP plus anthem, the gay BCs.
Got you.
Followed by a moment of silence for the Ukrainian anthem. The NFL proudly will not play the Russian anthem, but will split the Israeli and Palestinian anthem perfectly in half. Nice. We plan to conclude with La Bamba, as Mexico still has not turned in their anthem.
I think that's called the Olympics, right? That's called the Olympics.
Nice.
I made Roger laugh. That's all I wanted to do today.
It's a veritable international house of pancakes.
Now, of course, there can be no white anthem, because to give white people their own anything is racist.
It's called Creedence Clearwater.
What would you like to see as the white national anthem? I nominate
Leonard Skinner.
I nominate Freebird.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because if you hire somebody to write it and you Venmo him and you're white, they're going to go after your ass if you put white.
Thanks for the white national anthem.
You can't use it. You can't put freedom, brother.
Yeah. Oh God.
We got to go with songs that have already been written so that nobody has to.
Yeah.
Get hired.
I just hope that we get to a point where, I mean, 'cause it doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon. The divisiveness, the left, right, black, white. It's like, bro, enough is enough. These people are screwing us over every moment. I'm talking about the government, and they have us. I mean, their plan is working perfect. Look, and I'm happy that we're talking about it, but look what we're talking about.
Right.
A Black National Anthem. Do you know how many people? You know, it's on purpose. Do you know how many white families down in all these other places were like, what the hell is she? They're causing this to happen on purpose, and then you nailed it. And then you catch the ball in the end zone, and all of a sudden it's like end racism. It's like, wherever the hell. And Colin Kaepernick, I'm shocked. We haven't heard anything from him because normally when he's telling a book, Roger, or something, he's like, oh, and by the way, my white parents who adopted me, they're racist. Buy my book. It's like, when are we going to stop?
Hear all the details inside.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I genuinely hope that something happens, Raj, because, and we're going to get into a bunch of the stories, how there's so much going on that this to me is the most minuscule thing that people have to worry about is the color of our skin.
Meanwhile, China's learning math, science, the Koreans, the Japanese.
How about a moment of silence for our border?
Yeah, how about that? How about close the border in the end zone? That'd be a great sign.
We're going to be singing a new anthem in Spanish in a couple years if they don't close the border.
Oh, for sure.
We'll figure it out from there.